Hi everyone. So this is the final walkthrough of our course. I worked in this course with my friend Shivali. We really enjoy it so much because this was a new experience for both of us. We really enjoy it. This activities and this kind of making lesson plans teaches both of us many things, so we really enjoy this kind of thing. So in the our previous, I will start with the, you can say, from the initial stage. So I started from here, introduction in my previous class. First of all, I tell about what is the area of 2D shape. Area of 2D shape is the quantity that expresses the region enclosed within the boundary of a two-dimensional space. 2D stands for two-dimensional, and such as width and height, you can say then these shapes do not have thickness or height. And I told my student that when we talk about shape and space, we mean the different types of two-dimensional space, 3D objects, and how they related to each other. This includes the different characteristics of this shape and space. After that, introduction, I just teach them how to find the area of, because the definition and the basic things has already been taught by my friend Shivali. So I just focused on how to find the area of 2D symmetrical shapes. So for that I have made a small and beautiful video, and that video is this, in which I told about the shape and space things.
Hello everyone.
So here also I just focus on everything, and I just tell about the lot of shape and space things. So I teach my student that when we talk about shape and space, that means it has a too much characteristics, attributes of each. There are too much things. So I started with areas of two-dimensional space, which includes topic one, describe. So I just asked them describe the area of major surface recorded in square units. So this is my first, you can say, topic of this. Then I tell them the area is defined as the total space taken up by a flat two-dimensional surface or shape of an object. The space enclosed by the boundary of a plane figure is called its area. The area of a figure is the number of unit or squares that cover this surface is a closed figure. Then, like this, my further, I just teach them some math concept so that they are able to find at least the area of this figure. Then identify and explain why the squares is the most efficient unit for measuring area. So I teach them this is because the area is measured by computing the product of two lengths. For example, if those are defined as a meters, you multiply some meters by some other meters, therefore the way to say that the area is in a square meters. Then I teach them what is a referent unit. For example, our waist height could be used as a referent for the 1 meter. Then we determine the height of this seat or chair to be approximately half of your waist. Then you can say the seat of the chair is half meter of your height. Then estimate the area of two-dimensional space using personal referent. Area is the term used to define the amount of a space taken up by 2D shape or a surface. We measure area in a square unit, centimeter square, meter square. Area is calculated by multiplying the length of a shape and its width. Then the next objective is determine the area of irregular 2D shapes and to explain the what strategy is used. Then I tell them square. What is square? Square is a 2D shape with four equal sides and all angles are equal. Then the area of square is the product of its two adjacent sides. Then I told about them. Then I introduce the formula of square. Then what is rectangle? I tell them the rectangle, especially then I introduce the triangle to them. Then I tell the fun facts. Among all the shapes with the same perimeter, a circle has the largest area. A rectangle with all sides equal is called a square. All squares are rectangles, or rectangle are not squares. So such kind of thing I introduce in my previous previous portfolio. These fun facts I already discussed. Then I introduced two quiz here. One is the Google Classroom and another one is the Kahoot. I introduced both of these two things to them. Then I put the rubrics, and like of course this is my first Google Classroom, so I also post the guidance for students so that they know how to open this Google Classroom and how to use it. After that, this is my second portfolio, symmetric and asymmetric figures. Symmetric figure is already taught by Shivali, my colleague. She told about the symmetrical shape, but she didn't introduce what is asymmetrical, because if symmetrical exists, then asymmetricity is also there. So I just first of all I tell them what is asymmetricity. Then I told them then object is not asymmetric is said to be asymmetric. So I just give the example of this beautiful house, so that because house is something students are very familiar to it, so I just show them this is a how the house figure, and it is not asymmetrical, because if we divide this house into two portion, then it doesn't divide the house into equal halves. This is the reason. Then I posted some different materials to them. Here I give them a PDF format also, in that I tell about the portfolio grade 4, then my agenda, introduction, objective, definition, and evaluation, then introduction. So this lesson plan includes the objectives and exclusive of the lessons, teaching student how to figure and count all the lines of symmetry, and draw one or more lines of symmetry in 2D shape. This has been covered by my friend Shivali. After that I introduce the asymmetrical things to them, and there is I also teach my students that there is more symmetrical lines, more than two, because Shivali only teach about till the two symmetrical lines. Then I move it further, 3, 4, and 5. Then my objective is determine whether a shape has a line symmetric, identify and draw lines of symmetry, and count lines of symmetry. Then so far we have learned how to draw lines of symmetry onto shapes of figure, and how to count a number of lines of symmetry a shape or a figure has. Then we started what is an asymmetrical shape. Then I provide a definition, simple definition. An object that is not asymmetric is said to be asymmetric. That means that as an asymmetric object cannot be divided into identical halves. Then I just ask them about the symmetricity sorting involves. I just ask about the symmetricity, what is symmetricity. Then I just give them some figures, sort out a set of 2D shape, asymmetrical and non-symmetrical. So I just this thing I ask them verbally. So then I just give them some figures. I just want to know that are they able to recognize the asymmetricity or not. Then I just ask them to divide into these two equal halves. Then I asked, can you draw a line of symmetricity in any of these images? The answer is obviously no. Then I told them there is no image has a line of symmetry. So after that, I gave them examples of symmetrical shapes found in the environment, identify the line of symmetry. Then symmetry was taught to humans by nature itself. Then I provide some nature related terms to them. Then like trees, the feathers of a peacock, and hives of a honeybees, hexagonal shapes, and snowflakes, things in nature, such kind of things. So I just teach them. Then I ask about the horizontal and vertical, although that is already been introduced by Shivali, but I again ask them so that I came to know that they learn, they have it in mind or not. Then I introduce new thing, diagonal symmetry, to them, and then I provide all the three figures to them so that they have an idea of dividing this thing and recognizing these things. Then I give them alphabet chart and ask, what is could you please draw horizontal and vertical line symmetry. Then I show this picture so that they can match they did right thing or not. Then I told about too many things to them, like number of lines of symmetry in a shape. Then I tell the shape with one line of symmetry have only one line that divides them into identical parts. Shape with multiple lines of symmetry have a more than one line that divides them equally. The axis of symmetry can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal, which I already told them. Then I give them this kind of figure so that they have an there are some figures which have no line of symmetry, then one line symmetry, two line symmetry. Then I introduce this new thing, three line of symmetry, four line of symmetry, and five line of symmetry. So such kind of things, students feel so excited in this kind of things. Then I give this chart and ask them to learn about it. Obviously, like this, all figures are not understandable by them because they are just grade 4 student, but I just try to give them a little bit idea, so that then they, when they will go to the higher classes, they have some idea about it. And then I organize one Kahoot activity for them, and then it's like thank you. Okay, so after that, in my Google Classroom, I organize all the three things which has been started from the line of symmetry, can be categorized based on the basis of orientation. Then I told about them the same figures. Then I explained this figure to them in my Google Classroom. Then I ask about the vertical line of symmetry, then horizontal line of symmetry, and then diagonal line of symmetry, and then further on, and then I just conclude by summary of learning to that. Then I just give them the symmetry, correlation between the real life and the mathematics. Then they tell that humans were taught symmetry through nature. The majority of animals and many flowers have asymmetrical forms in nature. Motivated by this, mankind discovered how to create asymmetrical elements in the architecture, which resulted in structures with balanced and proportionate foundation, like the Egyptian pyramid. We can see symmetry all around us in a variety of ways. Then I provide some example. Then I ask three questions to them, that is a brainstorming for them, so that they have some idea, like how many lines of symmetrical are there. So the answer is that there are three lines of symmetry: vertical, horizontal, diagonal. Then next question: how many lines of symmetry does a circle have? Then how you find the symmetry of a shape? Then I just organize a fun and quiz game for them, so that this is the Kahoot game for them. Let when it to open, then I will tell. Meanwhile, I will explain what is Google Classroom. Then I will tell about the Google Classroom. And then I put some questions here so that they feel a little bit interested in this. This is my Kahoot game for them, so that they have little bit idea related to that. I'm just opening it so that you also have some idea what I have been did here. So let's wait for it. Okay, here we go. I think it has been successfully signed up, and then okay, so okay, yeah, so it's working now. So okay, so this is kind of Kahoot activity I have been created for them because I really like Kahoot. So such kind of question has been display over there. Meanwhile, let we saw here what is happening here. Okay, then I just put the rubrics here, And then, and in the rubrics, I told my students that if they secure four I will give them 4 marks if they provide some of the thoughtful response with explanation. I will give them 3 if they provide responses, the question with examples. If they provide response to some of the question, then 2 marks, and did not provide any response, then 1 marks. Because I don't want to give them zero because it will demotivate them. This is the reason. So okay, so I think it is working here. Okay, so such kind of like activity I have been prepared for them. So this is just an example how we will start it. Okay, so I will show you my questions here. I just put this here. This kind of question: how many lines of symmetry do the given figure have? This figure is there. Then identify whether the given line of symmetry is vertical or horizontal. Then this is my last question I have been put here. The question is that this is the really cute GFI. GFI, I really like it. Which of the following shapes are exactly two lines of symmetry? Then I just provided this, and that's all for my Kahoot. And I already explained about the Google Classroom. So this is my class, and I hope you will enjoy it this time, because that was the first time I made some mistakes. But I hope this one is like little bit easier, and I get good reviews for that, and I hope you will like it. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.